Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I am looking at a new massage gun. This is the Hydragun right here. Interesting product because it looks exactly like my Voxpree Pro. Now the company reached out to me and they sent this over. I like the clean box. It doesn't have any specs on it or anything like that, but it literally is the same box that the Voxpree Pro came in, but they actually had more info on the back. I don't have the box, I don't keep the boxes, but I do like when they come in a very nice box. Whoa! Sounded like a cow. Alright, and then this is going to be the actual package right here, the carrying case. And I do like this material on the carrying case over the Voxpree. The Voxpree is right here, just kind of like a, I'm trying to think of like the material. It's a little bit rough, this is a little bit smoother. And then this is raised right here in rubber. So I like the look of the case. Once we open this thing up though, we have user manual right here, which this is very well done. I will say that. The Voxpree, all their stuff is very well done. I'd say this is definitely a notch up with the look of this. And then this is actually going to be the gun right here. Hydragun right there. So big thing here, we're gonna have 6 different attachments with this, and I'll get this Voxpree out because, as I mentioned, pretty sure these are the exact same gun. That's the Voxpree Pro. That is the Hydragun. Okay, they are the exact same gun, right? I mean, all the way down to the back. Like, the back is the exact same on both of these, which is where you're going to find your power button. It comes with the same 6 attachments. Like, they even look the same. Like, nothing is different with these. This is going to be the one for the cervical spine along the neck. Like, they look exactly the same. The layout's the same. The biggest difference here is going to boil down to a couple different kind of specifications with it, and then this one actually comes with like a universal adapter. So the bigger thing here, like that's not a US plug. And you get this little carrying case, or not carrying case, well, it's carrying case here, and then this has different adapters in it depending on the country that you're going to be in. Now, it does make this bulkier, because if I plug this into this, like, that is a bulky plug. But for people that travel a lot, this may be the gun to get, especially over the Voxpree Pro, because you're going to have these universal adapters. Now, I'm sure you could buy those and you could fit it to your regular one, so this is going to be, like, even the charger is the same. And you could probably buy these, but it comes with it, so that is unique to this gun. I haven't seen this with any of the other ones. And actually, I'm going to leave that on because I'm going to have to eventually charge this. So we have that. It comes with your extra rubber fittings. Let's see, we got 1 of the solid ones and then 2 of the rings. Just because over time, eventually they're likely to wear out, and then that usually causes a louder vibration with the gun. But let's get this thing set up. Let me get this guy going. This touts 6 hours of battery life. It goes up to 3,200 percussions per minute, and then with this on the back, we're going to have 6 different levels, and this is really how you turn it on. So I'm going to hold it. You'll hear the click. Battery indication is right here, and then so vertical is battery, and then horizontal is going to be your levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which this is and 6 is going to be really powerful. I can already tell you because it's pretty comparable to the other one. And this one, just like the Voxpree Pro, it just has more force behind it. I haven't been able to find anything on the stall force, but I know with the Voxpree Pro, it's 80 pounds. That is the highest rated out of any massage gun that I've talked about here on the channel. Most of them 40 to 60. keep in mind you're really wanting the gun to do a lot of the work, but I know a lot of people, if you're athletes or something like that, you may want something that you can really actually force and dig in a ton. And this may be the better option, either one of these. So I'll make sure a link for my Voxpree Pro video is in the description for you guys, so you can check that out. In terms of the attachments really quick though, and these are much quieter than anybody knows the jigsaw attachments, and that's been why these have just really exploded the last 2 years, is because if you have the jigsaw attachment, you can't talk over it, it's so loud. And these you can actually have a conversation. But we have our rounded kind of metal dome right here. We have our flat one, which is metal as well. Keep in mind, same attachments with both guns. We have our flat plastic one here. Your flat one and your dome one here, these three are really for just overall tissue, wherever you want to use it, right? Excluding, for the most part, any type of sensitive tissue. I always think of like my ribs or maybe across my head. Then we get into the soft dome here, and that's going to be for that. You could use these other ones, these kind of like universal ones, on the rest of the body, but once you get to those areas, you need some cushion, and it's not going to feel good if you don't have it. Like I mentioned, the one that's going to go really along the spine. I use this more for my cervical spine, but just anywhere along your spine. You could use it in other areas, but that's primarily what I use it for. And then we have really our bullet one right here, and this is for tissue where you really need to dig in. Your calves, quads, hamstrings, hips, things like that. In terms of the noise factor, they do say that it's going to be less than 32, here we go, nope, 6 hours battery life. The silicone wrapped handle, it's the same with that one. But they do tout it as being less than, it's up here, right here. So this is 30 to 50 decibels in terms of the noise. If I remember correctly, the Voxpree, it's the same, but I think they said 35 to 45. So basically the same. But let's turn these two things on and let's see how they sound. Now I can tell you that I've had this longer, and this happens with all of them. The fittings, as they start to wear down, the gun gets louder. That's just how it works, right? So let's turn on the Hydragun Voxpree. Level 1. Level 1, you can hear it's already getting louder, right? And that's because I've used this a lot longer. 2. Outside of that kind of squeal, they sound the same though. 3. Now they sound the same. 4. 5. 6. And this one actually sounds louder at this point. So let's go back. Let's go 3. Now this Voxpree has 3,300 RPMs. And it does feel like it has just a slight amount of more power. There we go, now they're comparable. So, I mean, honestly, it's going to be such a small scale if it's there. I don't think anybody's going to really notice a difference between these two. If I took off the labels and handed them to you, you're just not going to be able to tell. Like I said, they're the exact same gun. Charging port is on the bottom here. This one has the 5 hours of battery life. This one says that it has the 6. So, subtle difference there maybe. This one having the 3,300 percussions per minute, this one having 3,200 percussions per minute, and the universal adapters. This one sells for 300, this Voxpree Pro sells for 200. I should have the ability to get you guys a code for this though, and it might get you $50 off. That brings us down to $250. I don't know how much universal adapters cost for, depending on I guess where you're traveling, maybe that's close to that amount. So that kind of offsets the cost maybe. But comparing the two, I mean, it's just these subtle differences that we're talking about with all of this. I will say that I do like the carrying case more with this. I do like that it has the universal adapters with it. The price point, it's higher than the Voxpree Pro though, and considering for the most part, it's the exact same gun. That makes it a little bit harder of a sell, I think, for a lot of people with this. So I'm going to have links for both of these in the description. It's really up to you guys to decide which one you want. I've done a lot more videos on this because I did the video where I actually compared it to the minis, because I actually compared all three guns in their line outside of one. I think it's because I have the M30, the Voxpree Pro, and then I had the Vox Mini, and there's one other one that I didn't have, but I did a comparison video with their line, and then I talked about all the different minis. I've since sold a lot of these. I don't need 13, 14 massage guns, but the Voxpree Pro, I've been using that one the most, and then my Recover Fun Mini here, which, I mean, you can see the size there, just the size difference. Like, in this thing, it's, in terms of power, stall force isn't going to be nearly the same, but in terms of power, it's pretty comparable, which is awesome. And then it has a larger flathead here, and this is the one I use the most, which you could order this and put this in any gun, by the way. But yeah, that's just a quick size comparison there. So, something else to consider if you're wanting, this one's going to be a little bit more travel friendly, because all you need is a USB Type-C to charge that. Stall force isn't the same, and it's not quite the same amount of percussions per minute. So there's subtleties to it that aren't the same, but like I said, that just comes down to personal preference. So that's going to be it for this one. It's just an interesting gun, because it's literally exactly like this other one that I have. So I have somebody that is wanting this, so I'll end up keeping this one because they're pretty much the same, but I do want to keep the case because I like the case a little bit more and the adapters. But I'll end up selling this one. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Here it is. What do you think about the difference between the two? Is it one of those things where you don't need the adapters and you'd rather save the money with this, or are you looking for something a little bit smaller and you're looking for a mini, which I have a lot of different videos on the minis on the channel as well. So that's going to be it for this video, everybody. If you do have questions, let me know in the comment section. But if you liked the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.